Howdy! How y'all is? Sure am glad you to get to see me tonight. That's what old Justin Wilson used to say when he come on there doing that cage and cooking. He was one of them Cajuns that actually knew how to cook. Well, I can't read that far. I see one comment. If I ever get this thing to cooperate, I'll see who you are. Be here. I had to watch my own ads. Fat tree rat hunter. That is something I ain't got to do much of. Well, I got a pocket full of deer jerky. I was cutting up deer meat and my vacuum sealer went kablooey, so I wrapped up most of the meat in the butcher paper. I said, well, I ain't got time to sit here and babysit no canner today. That was yesterday. I went to throw the meat in a dishpan and seasoned it up. Loaded that dehydrator. That deer jerky ain't gonna last long. I can tell you right now, it ain't gonna last long. So how are everybody? Joshua, the very reason I ain't cooking tonight is I have cooked and cooked and cooked till I'm tired of cooking. And ain't nothing here left that I cooked. Did you hear me? There was no leftovers of anything I cooked. We cooked a half a hind quarter and 2 back straps last night. There was some biscuits. Michelle cooked, I think, 18 biscuits. We had that big old cast iron skillet loaded with biscuits. But if y'all seen that little old clip on Facebook I put, we had a crew over there to eat. The turkey I cooked, we didn't bring none of that home. So, I'm surviving on deer jerky now. I said, you know what? I'm going to sit down tonight, have some coffee. We're going to run this till about 9 o'clock because I got to go in there and edit just in time. I filmed just in time today in the deer blind. I took my dad over there with me. I put him up in that big new Cadillac of a shooting house. I went and got in the tideway blind me and Brody went and put up the other morning. Nobody at the club seen no deer today. Them deer know it's deer season. But y'all, we eat. We've eaten turkey and dressing with cranberry sauce and doodlem gravy over it. Green beans and butter beans and sweet potato casseroles and banana puddings and smoked ham, smoked turkey, ribs. I don't know what all I have eaten this week. I have strictly got to go on a diet in the next 3 weeks before Christmas rolls around. Else I'm going to have to turn sideways to go through the door, and then again, that may not help. But we've had a good Thanksgiving, honest to God, all jokes aside. Everybody's well, family all in. Sister and them come in from St. Louis. Stayed a couple of days, so that was why last night we postponed the live tonight because my sister and them had not got to have no deer meat. My nephew was up from Hattiesburg, had not seen Dylan in a long time. Probably been almost a year since I got to see him. And so we throwed the deer meat cooking last night. And it was fine too. Uh, but very thankful. We've had a good time. I have gotten a lot done. I have not worked on very many knives in the last 2 days. But we've got a lot squared away. I've got my four-wheeler drug up under the shed. I've worked on it today some. I like about 5 poles, having all the Teepee poles peeled. That's been a chore. Uh, I've got a deer hide framed. It is ready for tanning solution. I have tanned 2 coon hides, filmed one of them, and I was going to put that video out this afternoon while I was in the deer blind. But y'all, I didn't have a good picture of the thing for a thumbnail. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to just slap something together. I'll just wait. We've been busy cooking, going from here to... So I have been filming now. But I've been filming tanning some of these hides, which is a step by step by step. So nothing that I just walked out here and filmed and that's a finished video. So that's why you ain't really got a video in the last 2 days. There's been a lot going on. Not complaining about it because we've had a good time. I have not sat down and relaxed. That's why I was looking forward to doing live tonight, because I'll come out here and sit down, relax, and drink coffee for a little while. Which, now, we sat down last night after we got the deer meat cooked. But now, y'all, I cooked a pile of deer meat. We even cooked a few catfish. Brody and Michelle, well, Brody's down at my mama's, actually. Michelle's been gone with her mama and them shopping today. Her sister is in from Texas. So a lot of folks coming from the 4 corners of the earth home, and a lot going on. John Thomas, if that deer jerky will make me skinny, I may have to shoot me a nuddin. We sat in the blinds today, ain't seen nothing. Talked to the other folks in the camp, ain't nobody else seen no deer moving. And in there where I got them coon traps under my feeder, y'all, the coons ain't even come back. I done put the fear of the Lord in them. So, I think I've caught 3 out of there. Yeah. I've caught 3 out of there. I was thinking I had caught 5, but I caught 2 back here and 3 over yonder. But we on the deer jerky diet and black coffee. Got a fire going. I mean, you can't get no better than this. I'm probably fixing, I was waiting till it got going good. I need to get another stick or 2 in that front. I need that to get hot. It's cold out here. It's about 40 degrees right now. I woke up this morning, it was 23 degrees, 24 when I got up. I've got a fire going in the house in there in that Ashley wood burning heater. I got up at 2 o'clock, 1:30, and put wood on there. I got up again at 4 o'clock and put wood on it. And I still had fire this morning. But when you run a wood burning heater in the house, you don't get a lot of sleep. You have to forfeit that. But it'll save you some money over the winter. Uncle Sasquatch, them deer knowed deer season opened, and they said, y'all head for the hills. Get down and stay down. But I'll tell y'all this now. Don't tell nobody. But I pulled my card over at one of my new spots. And there's a buck over there with horns about like this. They stick out past his ears that far. I ain't kidding, on either side. He's a good one. Yeah. He's a good one. He's probably the best buck I have seen on one of my cameras in quite a while. And at this point, I have killed 2 deer so far. I ain't really just shooting whatever at this point. I got some meat, you know what I mean? I ain't hurting. I ain't trying to wipe the wood out. So I'm gonna hold out. And which we cooked a good bit of meat last night, so it won't be long and I'll be thinking, you know, I might as well go and get me a nothing. But I didn't really want to shoot one today because I wanted to come in and do a live. And I didn't want to be skinning deer tonight, so. But he's over there, y'all. Don't tell nobody, because them other boys will be trying to find my spots. No. I imagine they got some good ones. He probably on some of their cameras, too. Anyway, let me fix this good so I ain't worrying with it all night. Ah, turn that up just a hair. We in good shape now. Oh, that's too much. I should have left it alone. I like to fiddle with that camera too much. Y'all know that. Ah, Brian from Poverty Hill, how are y'all? Y'all done got cold weather up there where you at, ain't you? Y'all, I seen old Brian out there last year. It was on over after Christmas, I think. His snow isn't there about neck deep. Not quite. It was pretty deep though. He was out there. They was having him a blizzard there where he was at. Chris Bassett, his wife got a 6-point. That's good. I did not see a deer today, but now actually today is the first day I have went and actually set and hunted all this week. Last week I hunted one day, I think like Thursday or something. But there's been so much going on, I really ain't had time. Now this coming week, I have got to double down on knives. I've got a pile of knife orders, y'all. And I got to hump it and get them done for Christmas because a lot of these folks is wanting them for Christmas presents. So I'm going to try my best. At this point, any knife order I get from now on, there's no way I can guarantee it by Christmas. You know, now if you ain't wanting it by Christmas, then by all means. But right now, I don't think I can get any more before Christmas. It's just, it'd be cutting it too close, you know. And I don't want to, you know, put somebody in a bind and make somebody miss having a Christmas present at Christmas. I mean, a husband especially don't need to get to the Christmas tree and not have something under the tree, you know. Brian, thank you. He said the fire looked good. It feels good. It's finally cold enough in Mississippi to need a fire. We had a frost this morning, y'all. I'm talking about looked out there and the yard was white. I took me a little video of it this morning because I was so proud to see it. I didn't know what to do. Deaver, you got snow coming down in Kentucky. We don't get much snow. I wish we did. I really like snow. Mike Culpepper. He said he can't wait to be hungry again. It's going to be a while. That's why we ain't doing no lot of cooking tonight. There ain't no need in just being gluttonous, you know? I mean, The Lord might frown on it. He said, son, to take a break now. Catch your breath. You're going to be struggling to breathe. I need to get in my truck and just ride up there, Brian, right all through all that snow y'all got. Get some on my truck tires. I had to come in my pocket knife, oh. Darlena from West Tennessee. Jeffrey Bowman, North Louisiana. Washburn Billy's in there from Michigan. Well, we got folks from all over. If it fits, it bakes is here. John Thomas. Randy Beeson, how are you? I'll miss somebody, and I ain't doing it on purpose, y'all. Jason McAllister, Wayne Cooper, Kurt Terwillinger, Capel Outdoors from Georgia, Jeff Busby, Crystal, Sandra Ian, Martin Meltzer, how are you, my brother? I'm sure Uncle Sasquatch, of course, and All Dave All Night, JL327. I think we got everybody. There's Brenda Joe in the house. Can't kill a deer. Take a picture and don't shoot it. I videoed one the other day. I hadn't even pulled the video off the camera. In fact, that camera's still down in a bag. Uh, I have got a bag that I have had for a little while. I drug out. Brand new bag that Tideway sent me. I have got to do them a video on that bag, and it's a big, like a frame backpacking pack of elk out of the country, type bag. I have to have a big bag because I carry a lot of camera gear. So my little bag, I carried it today, and it was just stuffed. And I can't stand everything crammed in a bag to where you gotta just dig, everything's so tight in there you can't do nothing. Outdoor South Talladega. Jared H., Southern Illinois. Huckleberry said Teepee update. Deb from Georgia. Mike Thompson, Central Florida. Coyote. Wayne Darnell. Capel Outdoors. Get the muzzle loader figured out. Yep, get it dialed in. Huckleberry, the TP update. I have about 4 or 5 poles left to peel. I have been peeling on them at any chance I had. I would have loved to have had it up by this weekend, but there was so much to do and going and cooking and here, there, to yonder that I did not get them all peeled. Now, I could have probably forfeited hunting today and got it done, but now I've spent most of today. I peeled about 2 or 3 poles today, but I had a deer hide I had to finish graining. I had to dehair it, and then I neutralized it, and then I had to reflesh it sort of to clean it up, and then frame it up, lace it up in the frame. I did that, and then I had a coon I had to get off and finish tanning. So I had a lot of that stuff that's time consuming that really can't wait. You have to do it when it's got to be done. So I've been tanning on hides. But hopefully Monday or so, Monday or Tuesday, I can get these other poles peeled. Once the poles is peeled, I think I can erect the teepee. The only problem I worry about is them poles are green and there's a lot of sap coming out of them. I'm afraid they're going to put a lot of stickiness onto the glue that teepee to it where I can't. So I don't know what to do really and truly with it, but I'm working on it. It's a time-consuming project. I didn't realize how time and daunting that teepee was going to be. But we'll get it. We'll get it. Tommy Everett. We are top notch. I'm telling you, if we was any better, we'd be twins. Oh, and Moody from the Florida Panhandle. Dry them above the fire. I don't really have a way for 20 poles. I'd have to build a heck of a fire. They 20 foot long, and 20 of them would spread out pretty good. And either I would have to burn them one or three or four at a time, or I don't know. I just decided that I would. I'm just playing it by ear, I guess. Cause when I film erecting it, I want to. I may conclude the video in finishing up peeling the poles and then do erecting it in a whole nother video because I'll have to hunt the footage because I filmed a little here, a little there, a little, and it gets crazy because you space stuff out for so long you got to hunt all the footage down. Dowie Smith, you been doing any fishing with them crappie jigs? I have not got to go. In fact, me and Brody went down to this duck pond the other day where I normally just catch crappie every time I go down there. I've been like 3 times this year and I have not caught a crappie down there. I don't know what the deal is with them. I've got the War Eagle batteries charged up and I am threatening taking it somewhere and fishing. I need to go charge the batteries on my skeeter boat. And take it somewhere and I could crappie fish out of. Brenda Joe, there's 10 of y'all. Your mama is 99 years old. She lived a good long life. Said she wants for nothing. I imagine so. With 10 kids, somebody take care of everything she's got. Jeff Busby, I like this fireplace, and there's times like right now it's drafting perfectly. But there's times that there's smoke coming out. And the reason is it's not airtight. You can't make that tin completely airtight. I did try to seal it up as best I can. I put some liquid nails around stuff. But it needs, I thought about taking a can of that spray foam, but I'm afraid that stuff would catch on fire and just burn in there, hot as it gets. It's just not airtight, so it don't draft right. We're gonna build a real one, but I'm gonna tell y'all, I was wanting to buy a boat. I need some advice. I had said, I was in the spring or something, if things went well, and the election, whatever happened with it, didn't go sideways, I may buy me a bigger boat, sell the skeeter, and buy me a center console aluminum. Well, I've about backed out of that. That Polaris Ranger around there, I don't believe it's going to hold together. I believe the front end's about to come out of it again right here at hunting season. I'm threatening buying me a new buggy. I'd have to finance it and make payments on it. But if I couldn't pay for it, I could just haul it back up there and unload it at the place. Because I think I could get one for about $200 or $300 a month, and I could make that. I ain't got no other bills, but I'm thinking about either getting a Honda or a Kubota. You won't never, ever in your life bring nothing back to this place that's got Polaris wrote on it. They don't make good stuff. Honda. I am a fan of Honda. I've got a Honda 4-wheeler sitting out here, and I'm fixing to have it running. In fact, I had it turning over today like it's supposed to. I think the valves had gotten too tight, and it had too much compression, and I thought the battery was dead. I've been fooling with it for 2 years, wouldn't crank, which I hadn't worked on it, hadn't needed it. I had a Polaris. But I'm fixing to get that four-wheeler because if I kill a deer off down and over yonder somewhere, I can get that four-wheeler in places that I can't get that buggy. And I just leave a buggy here. The reason that I suggest that I am thinking about Kubota is my dad has got a Kubota and it's older than my Polaris. My Polaris is 10 years old. And his buggy, as far as the running gear and all that stuff, is sound, which his is a diesel. I would want a gas burner, but I don't need a sport buggy. 40 mile an hour is about all I want to go anywhere. My Polaris will do 60, but we usually go about, for one thing, you can't get over 40 right now, or it sounds like a drive shaft's gonna come through the flowboard. And I've done worked on it till I'm sick of working on it. It got snow in upstate New York. And the thing about the Kubota is I've seen from my dad's a Kubota will pull what these other buggies won't pull. Like me dragging trees and hauling firewood. I mean, I work with one more than I just hunt and fish. I do use it to hunt and fish a lot, but I haul firewood with it. I mean, there's a lot that I do around here working, gardening, and all of that kind of stuff. So, I don't. Honda it's either between Honda or Kubota for me. Uh, we had a Kawasaki Mule, Owen, and the Kawasaki just, I don't know, it wouldn't have, we had problems out of it too. They just not made to last. Now this was a really, really old one. We bought it in like the late 90s, I think, early 2000s, somewhere in there. My dad actually bought it. And we kept it a long time up until he got the Kubota. But it wasn't nearby the machine that these are. Or at least that one wasn't. Now, I have not been on any of the newer things. I need about 40 miles than you can a Honda. And if I was going to get a Honda, I would get a Honda Pioneer at least. Randall Hayes, we have been eating some greens, not much. Jeff Busby asked Bronco not going yet. That man up there has not touched my Bronco. I'm going to have to go up there and hook to the thing and drag it to somewhere else. Me carrying it there was a bad decision. I'll just admit it. The man is one of the best mechanics in this area. But he's got too much work to do. And he's like me with the knives. If I come get it, he could care less. It's not going to put him out of a job, I promise you. I would love to have my Bronco going. And I tell you, when I get my four-wheeler cranked and running, the next project I'm going to work on as far as tinkering on a machine is we've got one of them little Japanese mini trucks. You know, steering wheel on the wrong side, and it don't run. And it had the wrong fuel pump put on it. My dad had to swap the fuel pump, and he put the wrong one on it. And it had too much fuel. Well, I swapped it out last year, and it didn't run. And what it is, it needs all the gas drained out, and it needs the carburetor cleaned back out. And you got to get under the seat and stand on your head to do it because the engine's up under the seat. But that thing gets about 50 miles to the gallon, and that's what I need to drive from here 30 minutes every day to go hunt, because I could go hunting a whole lot without a lot of gas. The problem is it's got a set of what looks like boat trailer tires on it, for tires. It makes me nervous on that thing doing 40, 50 mile an hour. It'll do 60, 70 mile an hour, but man, you sitting on top of the front wheel. I mean, if you have a wreck in it, you'll be the first one there. Jeff, when you finance a Honda Pioneer, what does the payments on it wind up being? My Polaris wound up at about 360 something when it was said and done, because I wanted to get it paid for, I think. But now I don't remember if I did 5 years or 7 years on it. So I don't. I need to get. I want my payments down around about $300 or less. If I can't do that, I don't want to. And somebody told me you could get a whole lot off if you just did you save a bunch of money. Really, if you do them yearly payments, just pay like a $2,700 payment a year. I'm fixing them. We fixing to have a new buggy, and the reason ain't well. Hey, I'm making so much money, but I use one. Honest to God, every day. I wanted to buy me a boat. That's what I wanted. I didn't want to buy a new buggy, but I'm sick of working on this one. I have took that front shaft apart. I know 5 or 6 times, and what's got me worried right now is the yoke is flopping on that shaft. The axles that go in, they're flopping, and it's everything under it. Don't and I've had enough of it, and it's like sticking your hole in a water leak and it springs out over here, and you stick your finger in there and it shoots out. The thing's wore out. It's probably got 10,000 miles on it, and I'm just tired of working on it. You know, I could buy a lot of parts for what payments cost. I understand that, but my problem right now is time, and it ain't well. I can't make time to do it. I can, but I can make way more money making knives than I can working on that buggy trying to save me. Jimmy, I've had 2 or 3 people offer to fix it for me since I've carried it up there. I've had some people around here that say they'd fix it for me, but I got it sitting up there, and he's got it wedged all in, got it blocked in with other vehicles now. He's got so much, so he's got to work on junk parked behind mine before he can get to mine. I'm afraid he won't never get it fixed. Fitz, did you get you a deer today? I bet you killed one at about a 32 point, didn't you? I bet you got one laid up in the probably hanging out there chilling, ain't he? Randall Hayes, if I didn't do anything else, if I just got up in the morning and went down there and worked on knives, I could probably make about 8 a week, give or take. Last week I got held up because my leather got out of sorts. I ordered a double shoulder, and when it got here, it was just, I can use it. I could make sheaths out of it, but it's a little bit thin. I ain't happy with it. So they was having the sale, and I ordered 2 sides like I had been getting, and I got it in uh, Wednesday, or did it come yesterday? It came Wednesday. Came before Thanksgiving. So I got my leather in. I was kind of held up on it, so I finished the sheath and got that one in the mail that day. And I hadn't worked on anything as far as knives go today. I've got one that I've got to have built and ready to ship by the end of the day Monday. But my problem is I never can just make knives. I make knives, and then I gotta stop and go do this and go do that and stop and then the biggest thing is you get people. I have There's always 2 or 3 people, 3 or 4 a week show up, and I spend 2 or 3 hours sitting around talking, and part of that is my fault, but I that's just part of life. And so you lose some time there, and then when I'm filming videos, I can't make every video about making knives, so I have to stop and go do other things that I'm going to film. At least now I am through working at the deer camp. So working on stands and working on stuff, feeders and stuff up there, I'm done with all of that. From this point on, all I got to do is drive up there and hunt or go pour out corn. So we are to a place now that I can kind of focus on just working on the knives and all. So I'm going to try to double down, and I may pull some late shifts at night between now and Christmas because I got plenty of light. The next thing is, though, I need to wall up some of that just to block some of that north wind out of there. I can build a fire in that pot-bellied stove, and if I get cold, go over there and warm my hands and do. Because it's like sitting out here tonight. I mean, it's cold here, but it ain't that cold. It's not like some of you guys up there where you just freezing to death when you're outside. It's 40, 50 degrees. Well, it's probably getting below 40. It'll get down in the 30s tonight. I don't know if it's going to get as cold as it did last night. I really hadn't looked at the weather. But up in the day working, it's 40, 50 degrees in the day most of the time. So it's pleasant to be out there. The problem is when the wind starts blowing, we have a lot of moisture in the air here, so that wind feels really cold. It'll cut through. So if I can just block some of that north wind, it'll help a tremendous amount as far as just being out there working. And I can put on, I've got coveralls, whatever, and in there just walking around working, grinding on knives, you ain't doing a lot of bending down and physical work like that. I can put on a big thick pair of coveralls and be comfortable all day, so, and even into the night. But we'll see how it all goes. Tommy Everett said, yep, nothing like having to work on something to use it. And it's that way. I have a lot of old wore out junk. It's like my grandpa's old tractor. I have to work on it every time I crank it up. I mean, that's just part of it. But no more than I use it, it's okay. I can deal with it. But now this buggy, honest to God, y'all, I use that thing every day. I mean, every day it gets used to go check traps, to haul straw, to go do, I mean, whatever I'm doing. If I go down to my mama's, if we go to the swamp, if we go to the deer camp, my wife uses it to haul pottery back and forth to the buildings. I mean, it gets used a lot. I'm going to get firewood with it a lot of times if I'm cleaning up. So it's run so much. Well, I don't have time to go to working on that every time. And then if it breaks down to where I can't use it during hunting season, and that was the thing. Last year, that buggy, the front end was out during hunting season. I kept having problems with it till I didn't even hardly get to hunt last year because of it. Because I was trying to hunt this swamp, and you had to have it to hunt. And that's why I joined the club this year. If a buggy quits, I can at least drive over there and get out of my truck and walk to a place and hunt. The problem is if I kill a deer, well, then I got to, if it ain't happened to be close or I can get my truck in there to it. A lot of the places I can get my truck to, but depends on how far out in the wood if it runs off or something. So if it puts you out of doing the adventure stuff, and here's the thing, with me, I'm trying to film and make videos, and well, I ain't got time to be working on everything I'm using. I've done that all my life, and I'm tired of doing it. Everything I got is wild. And a lot of people, they want a new truck. My truck's in pretty good shape. The last thing I want is just to have something new. But at this point, I've got to do something. I haven't got enough money saved up to just go buy something used where you could. And it's hard to finance something you don't really like to loan you money on something old. You can come near financing something brand new and getting 0% interest on some of it, and that is by far the way to go. That is what I'm thinking anyway. Randall Hayes, I don't heat treat a lot of these knives I'm making because I grind them in such a way that I don't take the temper out of that steel. That saw blade that I'm using already is tempered just about perfectly. Now, if you grind it like these boys that cut them out with a torch, takes all the temper out. I cut them and grind them slow, wet them as I grind them, and don't let them turn blue. I don't let that steel change colors, and I don't have to heat treat them. Now, when I forge a knife, I have to heat treat it. It has to be fired up and then quenched in oil, and then it has to be put in an oven and brought the hardness back down, soften it up some, in other words. But now I haven't. I've had so many orders. I hadn't got to fire my forge up yet. I hadn't, and I wanted to. I really want to fire the forge. I've got a piece of steel laying there. I wanted to just make an old skinning knife, and it's still laying there. So, but we'll see. We'll see. BKS, I killed a deer with the Buffalo Classic. I got one during bow season, and then I got one with the 45-70 muzzleloader season. That's the only two deer I have killed. Independent Thinker said there have been 5 cases of CWD in Lauderdale County. You talking about in Mississippi? Now, I know Independent Thinkers over in Alabama. Is you talking about Lauderdale County, Mississippi? Because Lauderdale County is right below us here in Neshoba County. Actually, I'm hunting over in the edge, over in Kemper County, and Lauderdale County is directly below Kemper County. Kemper County is right beside Neshoba County. Okay, it's Lauderdale County, Alabama. Okay, I was wondering because Lauderdale, Mississippi is close to me. Most of our CWD cases are up in close to Memphis, up in the northwest corner of the state. We've not had any down through here, but now I'm going to tell y'all, a lot of these old boys around here, if they kill a deer and it looks like it's sick, they going to throw it in the ditch because the last thing they want is the government come nosing around their hunting place. You know what I mean? I doubt if I killed a sick deer, I would turn it in. And the reason is, ain't, hey, I want to report it and help the deer population, but you get it and go on about my business. If it's questionable, like it's got problems. And like if I'm sitting there watching deer, I had a picture of a doe this year that was skin and bones. I mean, you could count every rib in her, and there is no way I'd have shot that deer. Not to bring now, I might have would have shot her to put her out of her misery, I shot a dog one time, and I had a good reason for shooting a dog. I was hunting, and it come by my buddy's stand, and he tried to catch it. The collar was tight. It was just pouring blood. It was blood all over it. It had broke loose from wherever it was tied up. They had the collar too tight, and the collar had just cut, and it was bad looking, y'all, after we shot the dog. And he tried to catch it to take the collar off so it would heal, and it wouldn't let you catch him, and it tried to bite him. So we just put the thing out of its misery. It was a mercy deal. It wasn't like how I wanted to shoot somebody's dog. But, you might kill something like a deer like that just to put it out of its misery if it's suffering. But there's no way I would shoot something that I thought was sickly, not to bring home for meat, because I'm hunting for meat. Even like right now, I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to just shoot the next deer I see. I've got some meat in the freezer now. I'm going to wait and shoot at one of these bigger bucks. But, depends on. But even then, if I shoot a bigger buck, it's because, hey, I need the meat. I need about 2 or 3 more deer for the year. I have not done any ground meat yet, so we'll see how it goes. I was going to tell y'all talking about deer. I did put 2 front shoulders in a salt box out there. I didn't film it. I did a reel on it for Facebook and Instagram. But what I'm going to do is I use salt, and I put them in that salt box, and I'll leave them about a week. And then I'll probably pull them out, and I'll wash them good, wash all that salt off. And whenever we get the good next cold spell, and I'll hang them up. And we'll start running that smokehouse, and we'll smoke them things. So, have not done any hunting in Georgia. I have been to the edge of Georgia. I got a buddy that's in, I don't know what town. Anyway, he's over there on the east side of Alabama that borders Georgia. And I went and hunted with him on that mountain over there. And when me and him went to eat one night, we went to Rome, Georgia to eat. So we were over there in some of y'all's neck of the woods. I know Randall Ross is over that way. Jeff Busby, if it wouldn't, honest to God, my friend, if it wouldn't for this management area where I do so much of my grinnell fishing and stuff, running hooks during the summer, I would buy a Jeep because I could take a little 4-cylinder Jeep and do anything I need to do at that deer camp. I could go up and down 4-wheeler trails. Shoot, I'd take a Jeep Cherokee or something like that. I mean, anything that's 4-wheel drive, and I could go where I wanted to go in it. But down here on this management area, you've got to have an ATV or an RTV to go up and down those gravel roads. You can't take a vehicle. Now, during the summer, after turkey season closes, they open the gate up and you can drive to the boat ramp, but you can't go up to any of the other fishing holes up and down the river. So after turkey season's over, I can pull the War Eagle down there with my truck and put it in. But I am planning, depending on how the floodwaters and all go this year down there, I'm planning on putting the War Eagle and running a lot of limb hooks down that river down there. So we'll have to see how that goes. So that's one of the reasons I need a good buggy, and one of the reasons I am thinking about getting a Kubota instead of a Honda. It's a little heavier. It'll pull that War Eagle up out of that swamp a lot better. Uncle Sasquatch, old Tommy may not know we on Saturday night again. I get scolded. I keep flip-flopping nights, but I have to wedge this live in around real life. You know what I mean? And I could just say, well, we're not going to have it this week, but I enjoy doing these lives. I know sometimes I get bored and I sit here and answer questions, but the whole purpose for me doing this, in my opinion, and my reason for doing it, is to have campfire conversation and just chit chat, talk about whatever, like just a personal experience, I guess. So you can ask questions and see, because I ain't trying to hide nothing. A lot of people don't want to do them because they stage a lot of everything they do, and they don't want you just asking them random questions because they can't answer it. They got to read from their script. Not all of them. There's some good old boys out there that's making YouTube videos, and there's some popular ones that's doing real. Oh, Lucas Black, he's a movie star, and he's over in Alabama somewhere, and he's doing a lot of bass fishing and hunting. But I think what he's doing is real. But a lot of them hunting guys, man, it is so hunting high fences and I don't have anything against that. I mean, if you can afford to go pay and that's what you want to do, go do it. I'm not going to throw rocks at you, but it's not the same as what a lot of the average old country boy is doing, trying to feed his family, going and just trying to find a place to hunt. Don't have big money to pay in somewhere where they're babysitting deer and got thousands of acres to manage it. But don't think if I had the opportunity to go hunt one of them places, I'd go. So I'm throwing rocks out now. Don't take it wrong. But y'all know what I mean. It ain't the same as that. Hi, Ricky Johnson. We just doing Saturday tonight because of family gatherings last night. Uh, but we'll hopefully next week we'll be back on Friday, but we'll see. I do know that next Sunday I've got to preach Sunday morning, so I probably, if I can't do it on Friday night, I'm probably not going to do it on Saturday either because of that. Because if I got to preach Sunday morning, I really need Saturday to collect my thoughts because it's hard for me to put a Sunday morning sermon together on top of filming just in time on Saturday night, unless I film just in time earlier in the week and just put it on hold, which I really need to start doing that because sometimes Saturday is tough for me to film just in time with there's so much going on. Jeff Busby, I know exactly what you mean. My daddy's got the diesel, and when you let off the gas, man, that thing stopped, and yeah, your head will be planted up against that windshield. Yeah, Keith, and the deal with buying a used ATV is you don't know if whoever owned it was mud bogging in it and had it sunk in water hole. I mean, you see a lot of these folks now that they think it's you just buy them to go swim the pond with them. You know, they make boats for that. I don't understand. Let's do all this thousands of dollars to a $30,000 rig to try to cross a pond with it when you can buy a John boat for a little or nothing. I mean, a lot of it don't make sense. And I realize they're doing it for fun, just playing, trying to impress girls or maybe their boyfriend or whatever. But you know, for me, I'm looking for what's practical. I don't want somebody to swim the creek with. That four-wheeler I got down there, I have floated it on numerous occasions. But now that's what I'm gonna fix it up for. If I've got to get in rough areas, and I'll probably take it this summer down to the swamp because I can get that thing to some fishing holes you can't get that buggy to. And we'll do that. I really enjoy having my four wheeler. I'll use it a lot if I get it running right, and I'm probably gonna try to fix it up some. Cause here's the next thing: when Brody gets old enough to start riding something, I don't want him on whatever new I got. I want him on something. If he tears it up, you know, it ain't gonna cost a whole lot. So yeah, I agree with buying a new one. Mike, the Bronco is still sitting over there. That's what somebody asked about it earlier. The Bronco is still sitting over at that shop. He ain't touched it. I don't know if he's gonna fix it. I'm probably gonna have to hook to it and drag it somewhere else to get it uh running. But what we need to do, we need to take us a trip coon hunting. All right, y'all. Hey, I have talking about coon hunting now. I have skint two raccoons down yonder that I'm talking about. I had to put them on boards that I put foxes on. I'm finna have to. I got some old pieces of plywood. I'm finna have to get my jigsaw out and make me some bigger boards. I ain't kidding either now. I got a coon down yonder, y'all. He's that long tail now. It's one of the biggest ones I've ever put on a board. I may have killed one bigger in the past. I got to looking at him. You know, one down there, I believe, might be old Slant Face. I don't know if y'all know about old Slant Face or not. Does any of y'all know about old Slant Face? Somebody tell me you've heard of Slant Face, the coon. He is the big boar coon. You know, the one that down there in Amite River swamps that they could never catch. AB from MO, how to order a knife with property taxes. They're illegal? I don't know. I'm confused on that there. Jerome Smith, you never heard of Slant Face? Well, we're going to have to tell you about Slant Face. You see, Slant Face, he was old big boar coon that they never did catch. Said they used to go down there and chase him with old Brummy. You know, old Brummy was a Bear Bryant of the litter. Bear Bryant, old Brummy, he'd strike a cold trail, stay on it, work it slow. They said, he had the prettiest voice, said they fed old Brummy out of a dinner bell. That cleared up her voice. The old rich doctor come one time, wanted to hear old Brummy run. Come from Jackson, Mississippi down there. Said, I want to hear that dog run. So they unloaded, went down there and turned old Brummy loose, son. He struck a trail right now. Just boo, 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 boo. They said he cut in on him and was right down and said all of a sudden, said, you know he's seeing the raccoon, said all of the barking you ever heard in your life. I don't know what's happened to the service now. But anyway, said old Brummy, said all of a sudden he commenced to barking just as before. Ooh, ha, ooh, ha, ooh, ha, ooh. Said Uncle Versus said just as I suspected. Said he is running across posted land. But anyway, old Brummy said they never did catch old Slant Face. Said Uncle Verse got on up in years and he was somewhat disabled and said he was in a wheelchair. Said the word had got out that, maybe Uncle Verse wasn't quite as crippled as he made out like. They thought he might have just liked them grandyoungins to push him around in that wheelchair. But said his 50th wedding anniversary, said old Eugene was a spokesman, said he stood up and said, of course, all of them was there. Said they was having a big supper. Said there they was lined up around the wall. Said there was Ardale, Burnell, Raynell, WL, Lanell, Odell, Udale, Marcel, Eugene, Claude, and Clovis. Said they was all there. Said Eugene, said Papa, said we've got you something for your 50th wedding anniversary. Said you'll never forget. He said, we think we have found old Slant Face's den. He said, and for your 50th wedding anniversary, you can say you went coon hunting. So they got him up. They got Uncle Verse and got the carbide light, and they strapped him down in the wheelchair up in the back of the pickup truck. Said they got down in the woods, and they turned that pack of dogs loose, little Tory and Spot and Red and old Brumman. They got in there and said, man, they had a pack of dogs and said they cut in on him. They said, oh, it was beautiful. Said Eugene went on ahead of them, got down in there and said he found that tree. Said Claude come around and Claude said, oh, we got him treed. They said, man, you heard all the barking. You ain't never heard nothing like it. Said they was just tearing it up. Oh, ah, ooh, ah, ah, ooh, ah. Said they knowed that they was just standing up on the tree with him. Said Claude come back and said, y'all come on. Said we can drive the truck right up to the bottom of the tree. Said, man, they drove down into the woods. They shining their carbide lights all up in the tree. Said they pulled the front bumper of the truck right up against the tree. Said them dogs is barking and said Uncle Verse is just a bouncing in the wheelchair saying, climb the tree, punch him out, punch the coon out. And said old Claude looked around, said old Eugene, said that's that old bat and old Slant Face. He said, can't you mock a female coon? And said they shining the lights and said one of them said, I see him. Said he's right there. Said, man, don't you know, said them eyes look like theirs as wide apart as the length of a hammer handle. Said old Eugene got over there and said, said, y'all watch him now, that thing's moving. Old Eugene just cutting down on him and said, man, said that thing walked down the side of that tree, jumped up on the hood of that truck, said them dogs right in behind him. Said he just turned around and just slapped one of them. Said knocked it off the side of the truck. Said, man, said they got to commence to fighting up on the hood of that truck, right over the cab, over into the back of that truck. Turned the wheelchair bottom side upward, said all of the commotion you ever heard in your life. Said Eugene's over there going, get Papa Papa, get Papa. Claude said, shut up, Eugene, you done made that thing mad enough. Said old Eugene, said all of a sudden, said the lights went out and everything got deathly quiet. Said they didn't know what happened, said the dogs had done run off, he done whooped the dogs. Wheelchairs bottom upwards in the creek, said they finally got one of the lights lit. Said they can't find Papa. They said for 2 hours they waded the sloughs and walked around and they drug a wheelchair out of the creek. Couldn't find Uncle Versa nowhere. They was all in tears. Said Claude was over there squalling. Said, I miss Papa. And they said this was encouraging because up to now, Claude had made like he was a log truck. Said Eugene, said you the spokesman, said you the one gonna tell Aunt Pet that on this momentous occasion that we can't find Uncle Versus. So they all went back to the house and walked up on the porch, and Eugene said, well, Mama, said, I hate to tell you, said, but we can't find Papa. She said, can't find Papa? I reckon not. Said, he come home with the dogs 2 hours ago. Oh, that's the story of old Slant Face, the big boar raccoon. It's been a while since I told that one. My coffee has done got just about stone cold. Well, there's Tommy Litchfield. We was getting word about you. Uncle Sasquatch had done sent out a search party for you. We hadn't got in a good Jerry Clyward joke here in a while. We was due a good one, wouldn't we? Y'all, they ain't a better comedian ever been than Jerry Clyward. Related to the fire bear? Yeah. Talking about a bear, Martin. I heard old Andy Griffith singing a song, and he was singing and said the preacher slipped off and went hunting one Sunday morning. Said he knew he shouldn't, but he took his rifle along with him. He said a bear run him up a tree and said he done set up in that tree long as he could till he fell out. He said, Lord, said, if you ain't gonna help me, he said, just please don't help the bear. Washburn Billy, I don't think there is a way to watch it. Last time I tried to record it, that didn't pan out for me. My daughter was going to record it, but she, about the only way I know is be at North Bend UPC Church next Sunday morning. About the only way I know. Denver, y'all got 2 inches of snow, my Lord. I hope you bought plenty of milk and bread. You stuck. 2 inches of snow down here would just shut the world down. Tommy, you missed old Slant Face. We told the story of old Brummy and old Slant Face, really. Yeah, the fire, we got plenty of wood on there. In fact, we ain't gonna be out here but another hour. I don't think I'm gonna put no more wood on that fire. There's 4 pretty good sticks on there. They'll burn a while. And I ain't got no more coffee in yonder. Not made. And I hate to get up and go to fumbling around now to make some. So I believe I may get, I'll tell you what I need. I need a bottle of water. That's what I need because in fact, I got to get back into my goldenrod tea. After all this sweet tea we've drank in the last 2 or 3 days, I need to probably wash my inside of my kidneys out pretty good. And I don't figure coffee is probably the correct way to do it. All I had to do was mention that fire, and boy, it flamed right on up. I'll show y'all what I got here. Look at that deer jerky. Look at him. Oh! What I need to do, if I had any beef fat renderings, we'd make some pemmican. Alicia Stringer, it is North Bend United Pentecostal Church. Well, there's Marie Laveau. Where are you at? You got to go get Brody. I left him down there with mother. I didn't have time to collect him. Well, let's read Tommy's story here. Said there was a cowpoke riding a fence line, seen an old boy getting chased by a mean Bramer bull. The man barely got away by jumping down in a hole in the creek bank. Then he run slam out of the hole and run. The bull chased him back into the hole. He stayed there a minute, run back out, did that 5 times. The cowhand hollered at him, "Get back in the hole." Fella said, "There's a bear in the hole." Oh, you already got Brody? Well, good deal. Yep, Jerome Smith, we got jerky. This is the first time I've made jerky in a few years. That old dehydrator that I made this on, that dehydrator is 20 years old. I need to buy me a new one, but now I got to buy me a vacuum sealer. There's no shortage of stuff to spend your money on. Every time you turn around, something's quit. I said I was going to work on that vacuum sealer, but I'm mad and I'm going to just throw it in the trash. We can't get her to do no cooking. Well, I'll take that back. She's been cooking. We can't get her to film no cooking. Larry, they had them on sale on Amazon, but the one I got, you can put that roll in there and slide it out and cut it. Them other ones I saw on there, some of them was $70, but they didn't have no dispenser like. I don't know what happened to mine. I mean, the last time I used it, it worked fine, and then I plugged it up and turned it on, and it just won't come on. So I don't know what happened. Moisture right here may have got to it, I reckon. I don't know. Else won't know about books. I really, it's hard to sit here and just recommend books. It's on those topics. I don't really know of any good ones. But now my taste in reading is probably not the same as a lot of other people's. I've had some good books sent to me. Thor sent me a book. Right now I'm reading Hanta Yo. I like the mountain men stories and the Native American stories, so I read a lot of that stuff. As far as listening, I listen to a lot of books on the Everend app. It used to be Scribd, but now it's changed over to Everend. And I listened to the Wilderness series. It was a mountain man by the name of Nate King, written by David Thompson. There's about 60 something of them books, and all of them are pretty good. Mostly clean books. But on foraging, I mean, there is some plant identification books, but they're not really, hey, I just want to read a book. Which I'll sit down and read through a lot of times. One of my medicinal plant books. The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies is good. Southeast Medicinal Plants is good as far as medicinal plants. And then there's Southeast Foraging. But now it's hard to say which one's the best, but they're not. They're just like plant information about it. A plant information about it. And Keith, that's what I was contemplating whenever I started looking at them. I hate to buy another $30 vacuum sealer. Because we use it gardening. I'm going to tell you the truth. I have vacuum sealed peas green. Didn't blanch them, didn't do nothing. Just put them in the bag after we shelled them and vacuum sealed them. And you cook them, they was perfectly fine when you got through cooking them in the winter. But I'm trying to get into canning a lot more stuff. What I wanted the vacuum sealer for is we were going to grind some meat this time. Well, without a vacuum sealer, I couldn't do any ground meat. I don't say I couldn't. I probably could have and wrapped it up in that butcher paper. I mean, I used to do all my deer in butcher paper, but all your meat processing places do it in butcher paper, so I reckon I could. Crossing the Blue Ridge. Tommy said Richard's vacuum sealer turned itself into a smoker. Richard said he had one that's 20 years old. Said he's used the other day. It started smoking. He had to jerk the cord out of the walls. So Tommy said it turned into a smoker. That Tommy's pretty sharp. I had to give it to him right now. Kathy Deals, that was her on here. Southern Mud Pottery on the Homestead. She don't do a lot of videos. She don't have time. I may have to put her to making knives and shut that pottery down. If I can teach her to grind knife blades, we can make more money that way. Bugs got in your noodles, I tell you, Washburn Billy, what you got to watch for in that case is them little bitty moths. We brought them things home, and I'll tell you how they got here, too. We bought some Roman noodles. Brody loved, him and Lissy love Roman noodles. We can have everything in the house, and they'll skip over a meal and cook them some Roman noodles. And we had several packs of Roman noodles, and I about know they come here in them Roman noodles. And they'll eat their way out of the plastic. Next thing you know, they in all the open cereal, they in the crackers, they in the flour, they in everything. And we had to throw twice. We've had to clean the pantry out and throw everything in it away. So if you start seeing them little bitty, looks like little moths, they real small, not much bigger than a fly, fluttering around, you better go to scratching and looking, because they getting in everything. The Great Dane still up. I wanted to make some homemade sausage this time too, Keith. In fact, I was going to use my smokehouse out there and do some summer sausage, but I don't know. We're going to have to shoot another deer. Uh-oh, Larry done got him a dog. What kind of dog did you get? A Yorkie Terrier. You'll have to sit back and watch Star Wars. They got a Yorkie on there they call Yodi. Just didn't have no hair. No, Washburn Billy, it ain't embarrassing. This done happened to me twice. And I mean, we went, the second time we caught them as soon as we seen them because we knew what was going on. And I'll tell you how I remedied it. I had some mountain mint, and I took a bunch of it and hung it up in that pantry, and we ain't had no more in there since then. They don't like that mint smell. Jeff, if I can get a shot at that big buck, I'm going to shoot him, but no. He was out at, the last picture I had of him, it was at 4:30, and he went on to bed then. He didn't hang around this morning. He was there last night. Getting a cornmeal, yeah, they're getting everything. Richard T, you got you a Yorkie too? Dave, I'm hunting right now. I got my 270 short mag I've been hauling around. I hadn't broke the 7mm 08 out. I need to take, I tell y'all what else I did the other day. When we went to Walmart, I told y'all I think I spent about $300 at Walmart. Well, I did buy me a shirt pocket full of cleaning brushes. I'm going to go through and do a really good cleaning on a lot of my guns. We got to clean several of them up good. They just hadn't been cleaned good in a long time. So we are going to clean guns here before long. But I need to shoot the 7mm 08. My daddy is worried about it since I put that, it's basically like vet wrap, but it was camouflage and I wrapped it up with it. And I don't know why, I just thought it looked cool, I reckon, I don't know. But it's a little short rifle, it's a dandy little rifle. But now I'm going to tell you, I'm hauling that Marlin lever action 4570 in my truck. I'm wanting to get out and stomp some thickets with it. That's where I'm going to kill my deer. I'm probably not gonna shoot no old nanny doe in no out of no shooting house. Just, I mean, I don't know. I want to shoot them with that 30-30 walking the swamp or something like that. Keith, that ain't a bad idea. We was buying some stuff in bulk, but we hadn't done it recently. May have to get back to it. Larry, it needs a home. Sound like it's got one. Oh Lord, it'll probably find a deer for you if you shoot one. You take it in there and let it sniff some blood. It'll probably find it. Went to a turkey shoot Wednesday night. I cleaned the shotgun last night. I tell you what, it's just right for talking about the fire. And I got some marshmallows. We got some marshmallows in yonder big as your fist. I ought to go get me a handful of them in one of them things and roast me some. But that popcorn, you know what? You just made me think. I believe I will go get me some more. I got some in there that needs cooking. Let me go find my thing. Yeah, yeah. Somebody give me a bad idea. Y'all watch that old show? I don't remember what the name of it was. Had that old goofy boy. It was up in the mountains somewhere. They had this junkyard. Every time something going, he'd say, "I knew this was a bad idea." That show wasn't on but 1 year. One of them had a pet bear. But anyway, you break your good crappie pole. That is a West Point crappie rod, a B&M. I jerked it up. I laid it down and it slid over under one of them eyes that you tie off to at the dock. And when that crappie hit it and it said thunk like that, and I grabbed it and jerked it up, well, that part was under that thing and it just snapped. Well, you take one of them stainless steel skewers and you tape it on there. Oh, it makes a fine marshmallow roaster. Come on. You can get over him with a marshmallow and really Dennis and Menace it up, you know. You have to wait till it gets to really smoldering and flamed up good. Yeah, like that right there. See that? We gotta turn it this way. Oh, y'all, come on. Now you gotta. Yeah, now. Well, that there. That's what you call charbroiled. There's old Roscoe. You knew I was eating something, didn't you? Huh? I don't. You don't want. You want a marshmallow? You shivering? You want a marshmallow? He got him. He got him a marshmallow. We'll see how that works out. That's probably about like trying to eat peanut, but he didn't eat it. Mm-mm. He said it wouldn't cook. You had to cook your own. I ain't. Don't sit there and shiver. You the one come running out the door. You can stick that thing right down in there between them logs. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at it. Just spontaneous combustion. You better watch them sparks are flying. Oh, oh, come on off there. I had to pop it in my mouth with that orange still on it. That's my problem. I can't eat marshmallows without getting them everywhere. Uncle Sasquatch's been worried about you, Roscoe. Yeah. He said he didn't know if you loved him anymore. Said you didn't come out here and get on the videos much. Roscoe and Brody early in the mornings, they heater huggers. Oh, look at that in there. I did that and right. Look at there. Yeah. Now y'all want to buy him. Him. You want to bite? Yeah. Get you a bite. Well, too bad old Brody ain't here to help me eat them. Which I can get sticky all over me without him. He helps a lot, though. If you need help getting sticky all over everywhere, he's good at it. Me and him was headed to the deer camp the other morning, and he had to have chocolate milk when he went, or milk anyway. He dropped it twice before he got to the truck with it. I need to show y'all my Christmas lights. I think I will. Y'all come on and take a walk with me. I want y'all to see my Christmas decor. I worked hard on these Christmas decorations the other day. And somebody said I wanted to look around under that porch. We got firewood stacked up over here, y'all. Now, I done been digging in it pretty good. We fixing to have to bring another load in. But y'all look right out there. Y'all see that Christmas tree? Now, it's finna get dark on you. I'm still here. I'm gonna walk you around though and let you see the front porch. Him. And I wrapped the end of that swing up and made it look like a Christmas tree. Look at there. Ain't that pretty? It's good enough you can see it from the road. I wish I had one more green string to come down to the other bottom, but anyway, that's what we got done to the house so far. So I don't never put the house Christmas lights up until Thanksgiving, the outside lights. So I was gonna show y'all this too while I'm at it. Michelle just brought these in today. She's got two nutcrackers out here on the front porch. Now I hadn't got my Santa wreath up. I got a big old Santa Claus head that goes in there. And then we got lights and garland that goes around the door. So we got to get all of that up. I hadn't finished. I've been trying to deer hunt some. Y'all, it's a mite cold in there. We're going to have to go back around yonder and get back by that fire. But y'all, I don't know if you can see or not. I still got firewood piled up right out here that I've got to bust and stack it in there. But I did go yesterday afternoon and we cut another half a trailer load. I got to stand over here and warm my carcass in for a minute. Oh, but anyway, I parked it down there because I'm gonna cut a bunch of it in half and bust it up to feed that fire down there. But y'all, they still probably 2 trailer loads of wood over there to get before I even get to the main trunk. And I seriously don't know if I can cut the main trunk of that hickory tree up. It is that big. Tommy Litchfield, you gonna start something with that pecan pie. It's 22 in Ohio. I don't know exactly what it is here now. It looks like it is below 40 now. It was about 40 when we started, but I think we down, it's steadily dropping. I think this morning when I got up, like I said, I got up and put wood on the fire a couple of times, and it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 24 or something like that, I think. Uh, it was in the 20s, and it stayed there till way after daylight. But I can deal with the cold weather. No, Jeff, you don't want to be dunked in no river at 22. I guarantee you, though, if I come up that way, I'll find a church somewhere that'll allow me to use a baptistry. If they don't, they can lock their doors up and call the dogs and pee on the fire because they ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing. You ought to be able to drive up to any church and say, hey, we need to borrow your baptismal tank. Come on. Is it warm? That's the good thing about being in an organizational church. Is like with us in our organization, I could find some church affiliated with our organization up there and call them and be like, hey, I'm coming up that way to baptize a guy through my YouTube channel. Can you have your baptistry warmed up? And they would do that. And if they didn't, we'd call the boss on them. John Newton, how much do I charge for the Jonah knife? They are $150. That includes the sheath, that includes shipping. You won't find a better deal on a handmade knife, and you won't find a better knife. I spent 2 weeks without one, and I was going into DTs. I mean, I missed having it. You want to go inside? He's shivering. I'm gonna have to let him in. He ain't having it. Come on, you ready to go in? Look at him run to that door. Come on. Now he's gonna sit there and look and be like, why didn't you come in? And I'm gonna have to say, cause I just wasn't ready to come in just yet. Y'all can see enough of that fire. Turn that back over this way a little bit. I need to poke in it a little bit, don't I? I ain't poked in it all night. How I'm gonna pee in the bed? I probably need to go check on that one in yonder in the house. I haven't put no wood on it in a little bit. But now that thing has burned all day. It is chock full of coals. In fact, I need to take one of them. I got a metal bucket over here I keep and a little shovel and shovel some of them coals up and bring them out here and dump them in this pit out here, cause y'all done got me addicted to these marshmallows now. Can't hand a fat boy a sack of marshmallows and a good fire. I believe I had me a nut in there. Come on, what y'all think? Y'all wanted to sit there and watch somebody roast marshmallows. A 40-something-year-old kid. Well, that's the truth. Well, did you see me flop it down there against that wood? Got wood ash on there. That's seasoning. I watched this old girl up north, somewhere up there. She bought her a T-bone steak. She was going to camp out one night. She took her steak and just laid it right down in the coals, you know, in the ashes and all. I guess she was seasoning it. Down south, we learned to stick everything on the end of a stick. Sharp pointed stick. And you can eat it off that stick without burning your fingers. Now, it'll burn the roof of your mouth there a little bit. But sometimes that's just the price you got to pay. Oh, Lord. John eating that knife, talking about it now. I made that marshmallow will glue your mouth shut. You can't talk and eat it. Turn down a little bit. Used to, every fall, I would make me a new knife. I'd make a bowie sometimes. I'd make a bushcraft knife. I favored one that had about a 2-inch wide blade because I would use it camping for a spatula and everything else. And then I got to looking at, I don't remember whose knives I was looking at. I was looking at somebody's designs, and they had one similar to this, but it wasn't quite like that. But the general idea was the same. And I said, you know, I like that design. And after I made that knife, that first original Jonah, I toted it for a while. And I laid it down. I was like, well, I'm going to try something else. And every time I'd turn around, I was getting that Jonah knife back. And I have used it through fishing. I have used it through hunting. I have skinned deer. I've skinned squirrels. I've skinned rabbits. I have skinned about everything there is to skin with. I've cleaned fish with it. And I went 2 weeks this time after I lost mine without one. And I toted my bowie, and I love my bowie. I toted a knife that Rubidoux Creek Outdoors sent me. And I like, it's one of those Charade old timers. And they good knives, but it wasn't this. What are you doing? Look what I got out. Turn around there at that camera and tell everybody something. You ain't got a good story to tell them?
Yep. I got a good story.
A good story?
I think Elf is going to be here.
Yeah.
After church morning.
Elf's supposed to show up.
Yeah, when?
Well, I don't know. You know, I'll be honest with you, I ain't even looked for him.
You cooked it, so it's yours.
Oh, you got to cook it. I was cooking it for you.
I cook you one.
You cook you one.
Okay. Let me get me a marshmallow. Get me one. Now put it on the thing.
Hang on.
What?
Let me get this goo off there. There. Now. Stick it in the middle.
You don't hurt your finger.
No, I don't. I split it like that where to go between my fingers. That's good. That's good.
Okay. Think.
Now be careful. Don't stick it to them ashes, it'll season it too. It'll be hot. All right, I done missed all kind of conversation. Jeff, we'll make it happen at some point. We gotta get it planned out though.
Marshmallows. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like the black.
It's alright. It's supposed to turn black. You can't cook it without it turning black. You ain't gonna eat it? Slide it off with your fingers.
Ooh.
Hand me the before you poke somebody's eyeball out.
This thing's gonna be crushed.
Brody, they won't know did you see anything. You been a hunting? You.
That thing was.
Brody don't hunt nothing but dinosaurs. What are you finna do with that? What? No, you done cooked one and throwed it down. What's wrong with that?
It tastes bad when I eat
You just like sticking them in that fire, don't you? Well, get that and stick it back in the fire.
Why?
Well, ain't no need to keep wasting marshmallows. Well, why'd you do that?
I tried to do this.
Lord. Throw it in the fire, here. Marshmallows is cheap. Rake it off, rub it off on the stick in there. No, stick it over the stick. Hand me that. Boy.
It's off. The thing's on fire. It's going.
Well, I'm trying to clean the gooey off. All right.
I'm gonna give me a hot dog, Winnie.
A hot dog, Winnie. You ain't gonna eat this marshmallow?
What?
He's going to get him a hot dog, Winnie, now. I guess now we gotta cook a hot dog.
I'll be back in just a second.
Well, y'all think he can cook his hot dog without burning it? Mary, he is growing up on me. John Newton just emailed me. I won't. Don't send no money till I get ready to make the knife. It'll be a couple weeks. I'll put my email address. There you go. Them Louisiana blackened marshmallows. These will be Mississippi blackened marshmallows. Tommy, I don't call nothing. I'll eat the ashes and the soot and everything else. Cajun marshmallows. Anyway. Hey, we got some Tonys, Tommy, right yonder. We can put Tonys on it. I put Tony's on that raccoon the other night, and I diced up some jalapenos in it. Son Brody, he went to panting now. But the raccoon was good. I think it would have really been good boiled in that crab boil and served over rice. I think so. I think we'll do that. I think we'll make that happen here before long with this, all them raccoons. Y'all believe ain't no raccoons coming back to them feeders? But anyway, be heck you gone. We'll see you on the flip side. Come on. We ain't gonna be around long. We're gonna shut everything down about 9 o'clock because we got church tomorrow. I got another video I gotta go edit for just in time. It ain't gonna be real long. I filmed it in a deer stand. But it's good. George is missing. Who's George? Did you find your hot dog? You gonna cook it? You forgot and done eat half of it.
Well, saving the other bit. Well.
You want me to cook the weenie?
No, I will.
You will. I'm gonna hold your bun and you gonna burn your weenie.
No, I'm gonna cook it.
I guarantee you burn it. Oh, that's good. About to come out the side.
How does marshmallow hot dog?
You better hold it down there close to the fire, but not in it. You waving it around a lot. Reckon you gonna get some ashes on it?
Wait, first can you hold that for a minute?
Hold what? You gotta pee? Well, don't do it in front of the camera. You go yonder way.
I'm back here.
Oh, he got to squirming. He got in a predicament, y'all. At least he didn't get in front of the camera this time.
The last time, that was not funny.
That wasn't funny.
I got really annoyed.
You got really annoyed?
Yeah, when I...
Where you come up with these big words like annoyed? You gonna cook this?
I've heard it from the Grinch.
From the Grinch? You been watching the Grinch?
I watched it.
You did? What Christmas movie we gonna watch next? Jeremiah Johnson.
That's not Christmas.
It ain't. I watched that holiday special the other night.
What was it?
Mountain Men, the movie. Yeah, it was on DVD.
Wait, I want to watch Elf on the Shelf.
Okay. Is that hot enough, Regan?
Yeah.
All right. You want me to put it on your bun for you?
Yeah, but take it off first.
Here.
Where's my marshmallow?
They right here.
Cook one and put it in my bun.
Oh, you want to cook a marshmallow and put it in there?
Yeah, that's my favorite thing.
Oh, Lord. You going to cook it or me cook it?
You cook it. Don't put it in the ashes.
I didn't.
Don't touch that wood.
All right, look. It's
weenie.
golden brown, y'all. It ain't burnt. Put it in your bun. Put your weenie back in the bun.
It ain't hot enough.
Well, put this marshmallow in there.
It's dark.
Never heard of a marshmallow in there. You gonna get it? Pull it off.
It's gonna break in half.
Squeeze it. Squeeze it with your bun.
On this. That's not hot enough.
That ain't hot enough. All right. Well, we can remedy that. Y'all, I done got wrangled off alive into cooking hot dogs. Well, he has mutilated his bun. Boy, boy, boy.
I still don't care. I'm make a sandwich out of it.
Yeah.
It's bad to melt.
You said it wasn't hot enough.
Well,
Is it hot enough now?
nope.
You want it black? Brown?
Black.
Smoking? Flamed up? Char-broiled? Well, Roscoe has figured out how to open the door both ways. Alright? Boy.
This is, y'all, you didn't eat one of these.
Alright, here, see if that's cold. It's smoking.
Oh, it's hot. It's hot enough.
Well, that's what you wanted.
Wait, let me.
Get it. Hand me you. Look, hang on. Whoa, you done tore it all to pieces. Get your marshmallow. Get. Here.
It's getting on your finger.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Put the weenie in there. You. Look, now you can't just lay it down. It's gonna roll off. Get it. Boy.
Yeah, I'm better not cook one of these. It'll do the same as that one.
Give me that.
Yeah.
Who ever heard of a marshmallow hot dog sandwich, him? We've created a concoction. Now, him, you're going to have to hold that since you've tore it all to pieces. You're going to have to hold this up, him. Move that hand up. There you go. Boy, what a mess. Guaranteed some of that hits the ground. No, you're going to go in the house with it and smear it around in there. It'll be stuck all to my good recliner. Well, a mellow dog, yeah. He'll eat it dry. No mayonnaise. Now, get this. The young'un will eat a mayonnaise sandwich. Bread, mayonnaise. That's it. But if he gets a hamburger or something, he don't want no mayonnaise on it. Now, what'd you do with it? You just set it down in there?
Yes.
The dog will eat it.
Oh, I set it on the bar.
You set it on the bar?
What?
He got him a marshmallow sandwich.
A marshmallow hot dog sandwich. Go cover that with some paper.
Go cover it up with some paper. Why? Why don't you eat it? You just wanted to build it. You didn't care nothing about eating nothing, did you?
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, you got dinosaurs scattered all over here somewhere. You need to get them picked up before you lose them. Well, y'all. John Newton, come on down here. We'll go fishing. I didn't wind up going on my hunting trip this weekend I was going on. Call that a slam sandwich. I didn't know a mayonnaise sandwich was called a slam sandwich. That makes sense. Hey, Brody, did you see what was on that dehydrator over there?
What?
You didn't look? That dehydrator over there's got something on it.
What?
Deer jerky. Yeah.
That is not illegal.
It is legal.
Well, it is
You ain't
not.
gonna get no deer jerky. Don't scatter all that out. No, sir. I just put all that in there. You poured it out and left it. And you won't even pick them other ones over yonder up. Go get them up off the ground over yonder. You got scattered out there. Dave, I want to go crappie fishing. In fact, I had said I was gonna go this weekend, but I I got too many projects going on. Is what the deal is. Next week, one day though, I'm going to check on them crappie. I am gonna do it. I am gonna do it and put my shotgun in the boat probably. Um, if the Polaris Ranger will hold up to carry me down there, that's where we at. That's where we at right now with it.
I want to go.
Mayonnaise with 2 pieces of bread slammed together. I've had a tater chip sandwich, Richard T. We missing old Jeffrey Gray tonight. Randall Ross at Teepee, we like about 5 poles peeled. I peeled poles today. I think I peeled 2 or 3 today. We got about 5 more poles that we got to peel, and we'll be ready to put it up. So when I get them all peeled and get everything done, I'm going to conclude the video, and then we'll do another video on putting it up. So I may order me some grommets to do my lacing pin holes. I think I'd be smart if I would just get me some 1/2-inch grommets, or I've got some, but I think mine are too small. I don't know. I may use mine. I don't know. But Mike Reeves said, don't forget about my Christmas present you're making. Mike Reeves, who called and ordered it. I have to get back with you. I got to look and see what I got wrote down. I may have it wrote down. I got so many names wrote down I can't keep it straight. David Russian, there was a man told me one time, said they was poor growing up. He said he remembered the first piece of loaf bread he ever saw. Said it fell off of a truck going up the road. Said there's a truck back in the old day, I don't know what year it was. Said it was the first loaf bread they'd ever seen. And said they run out there and grabbed it up out of the road and brought it to the house and put it between 2 pieces of cornbread and made a sandwich. They was poor, wasn't they? Oh, yeah. I got you. I'm with you now. I remember, yeah. We got to get all of that did. Do you know what, Dave? Talking about this snap-on jacket. I have had this jacket for so long. Well, it's actually that way you can read it. This jacket is, I bought it in 2008, I think, 8 or 9. We was rolling in money. I was making big money, I thought, back in them days, which I was for then. And we had a tool bill. I bought Blue Point, Snap-on. In fact, I had my Blue Point socket set out today working on the 4-wheeler. I don't think I gave a whole lot for the jacket. I think it was less than $100. No, it may have been $150. I got a red one now. It was my brother-in-law's. I found it after he left, but it ain't as thick as this one. This one is a nice jacket. But now I done greased it up. It'd been hanging up. I never wore it, and I got some black on the sleeve, and then I just turned it into a work jacket. I mean, it's just a jacket, you know what I mean? I didn't have a Carhartt styled jacket to wear other than this one, so. But yeah, they proud of their tools. Brody still ain't went over and tried that deer jerky. You didn't try none? Look, the dehydrator's sitting right there on the table.
the table.
Look, walk right over there. This way. Go around the table right there. He's like a blind dog in a meat house. Pull the lid up off that dehydrator, son. You don't like beef jerky? He just looked at it and walked off. Son, my daughter wouldn't have. She'd have cleaned it up. She don't know I got it either. She'll polish it off when she gets in, I'm sure. Well, y'all, we fixing to shut this all down. Dave, yeah, I'm still wearing it. This however many years it's been a while. I keep stuff. I mean, that's like me talking about getting another buggy or something. I don't give up on stuff. When I buy something, I'm going to wear it out, whatever it is. Like my truck. We was talking about new cell phones. They said you need the new iPhone 16. The new iPhone 16, the front-facing camera, you can zoom with that thing. And somebody sent my sister-in-law a video at the ball game, at the football game, the kids' football game, all the way across the field. They zoomed all the way in on her face, and then they sent her the video. And mine, if I zoom in, it gets grainy. This one was crystal clear. So, there's like, you could benefit from this doing what you do. And I'm like, yeah, but $1,400 for a camera, which you can get one for $900 but I need a lot of memory storing footage on there like I do. Mine regularly runs out of memory or storage space, it says, and I have to manage my storage space right in the middle of a video I'm trying to film. It done it the other day, and I had blood and guts all over my fingers, and I had to go smear around my phone. What are you doing, eating your dinosaurs?
Yeah.
But y'all, I have enjoyed it tonight. But I am fixing to go in. It is cold out here, which I got a fire. It ain't cold right here. But if I don't get Brody in there, he'll be sick. But Michelle brought me home some gumbo that I think her daddy made. Somebody made over there tonight. So I need to do it. Larry, I need to check my camera. I ain't had nothing on my live camera in the last 2 nights. But now I got deer showing up over there where I got my other 2 cameras. So I've got to move some cameras around. Hey, Chris, he done got him a little Debbie. But anyway, y'all, thank you for watching tonight. We are fixing to go in the house. Brody, you go ahead and close this all out, or you fighting them dinosaurs pretty good?
This is me right here.
Yeah, well, you just got bit by whatever that dinosaur is. What's that one's name?
Spinosaurus.
A Spinosaurus. That's that one we paid $50 for, ain't it? Old Brody saved his money up. He talked several folks into donating him some money, and he went and spent $50 on a dinosaur. Show him your $50 dinosaur. $50 for that contraption. That's money that could have been put on the grocery bill we had this week. All right, that's enough. Come here and let's tell them how to do things.
The way I like to do it is the way I like to do it.
Hey, thank y'all for hanging out with us tonight. We've had a good time, told some Jerry Clower jokes, drank a little coffee, burnt some marshmallows up, eat some ashes out of the fire. Had a good time, hadn't we, Brody?
Yeah.
Glad y'all stopped in, spent a little time with us. It's always fun to do this. So remember, the best way to do things
is the way I like to do it.
And we'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a good one. Good night, y'all.
Good one.